All right, hockey fans, it is just about time to get going here. Live at the Haldane Memorial Arena in Pulaski, New York. Thank you all for joining. Thank you in advance for subscribing. And thank you to my uh, sponsors for their sponsorships as we get ready for another exciting game of ice hockey. Your home team in the white going from left to white, the Ontario Bay Storm versus the visiting team in the blue. Going from right to left, Cazenovia Lakers. Let's get this show started as soon as that buzzer goes off. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, hockey fans of all ages and all genders, welcome to the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. We're glad to see that you guys made it through that white goal that's fallen from the sky. We love it. That's why we live around here. Tonight, our visiting team wearing the blue sweaters, the Cazenovia Lakers, versus your home team in the white sweaters, your Ontario Bay Storm. And let's hear a nice round of applause for our ice crew as they clean up those pucks from inside the nets. All right, ice crew! We ask this evening that both teams show their team and school spirit, but please only exhibit enthusiasm that is supportive and positive for players, coaches, and officials. Let the players play, let the coaches coach, and let the officials officiate. Be loud, be proud, and most importantly, be respectful. Thank you in advance for making today's game awesome. And please be aware that this facility is managed by a parent-led group of volunteers, and your assistance in keeping the arena clean is greatly appreciated. Warming blankets have been provided for your convenience in the bleachers section of the arena. Please be sure to fold and return those blankets to their appropriate receptacles at the conclusion of tonight's game. And now, we will begin by introducing the starting lineup for the visiting Cazenovia Lakers. Beginning on defense, number 4, Finn Hagen. On defense, number 24, Oliver Smith. On offense, number 3, Joey DiNatale. On offense, number 11, Jake Haichu. On offense, number 23, Carson Spraker. And in goal, number 31, Ezra Stallberg. The Cazenovia Lakers are coached by head coach Seth Howard. And now, the starting lineup for your home team, the Ontario Bay Storm. Beginning on defense, number 4, Captain Connor Ledoux. On defense, number 12, I meant 12, Chase LaSalle. On offense, number 5, Caleb Robert. On offense, number 8, James And on offense, number 15, Cameron Dan-Dalin. And between the pipes protecting the net, number 31, Aiden the Eagle Terry. At this time, I would like to ask everyone who is able to please rise as we all stand together, united as one free country. Please remove your headgear, place your hand over your heart. Any active duty veteran or retired servicemen and servicewomen may salute as desired as we listen to the playing of our national anthem. The Cold Front Cafe is open, filled with delicious, delectable delights to satisfy your nutritional needs. Make sure you stop by and stop by often. Don't forget to pick up your 50-50 raffle tickets. Last home game, we almost had a $1,000 winner. We just didn't sell enough tickets. Maybe this week. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's play some hockey! All right, Karen, I'm with you. Let's go Storm. They will certainly do their best. Cazenovia comes into town ahead of the Storm in the standings. They only have one more win than Ontario Bay and a tie. That puts them ahead by 3 points. Very tight race in Section 3. Battling to figure out who's really going to be numbers 6 through 11 to figure out where the seeding is for sectionals, which is going to begin sometime, assuming we get all these games in for the snow. And there's the face-off, pulled back by Cazenovia. That gets returned by Leduc. Ping-ponging back and forth into neutral zone already. Coming back, Caleb Robert kicks this over to Leduc. Leduc sends this right to number 24, Oliver Smith. Smith dumps that puck into the Storm zone. Leduc sends this back, gets by Chase LaSalle. Chase reaching for it, pushed off that puck, and James Law grabs it. Breakout pass to Cameron Dallin. Dallin trying to get himself around Oliver Smith, and Smith able to get that puck away. Why? Because of offsides. Was wondering what that official is talking about. Line change for both teams. Puck pushed forward by Kaz. Now returns back to the defense. They send that up off the boards. Looked like Casey missed it. That's going to be an icing, and we'll bring this face off all the way down by Ezra Stahlberg. Ezra Stahlberg this year with a 940 save percentage. He's only given up 13 goals and has 202 saves this season. That has come to be expected from Ezra. That gets sent down, and that's another icing as affirmed by Aiden Terry. Not too much of a student section, but we do have some boys from APW here. APW, one of 8 schools that contribute to the Ontario Bay roster. A puck picked off by Van Brocklin, tries getting it out. Jack Casey holds it in, centering pass, goes along the side of the net, kicked over to the corner, and Stephen Wheeler picks his puck up, quick to let it go, ends up hitting Connor DeMont in the foot, though, instead of the twig. There's a shot, and that goes behind the net somehow. Center point, sent in, save made, Aiden Terry. Puck tried to get cleared, held in by Cole Frazee. Here's Casey's shot. That gets deflected off the stick of Connor DeMott and into the netting. We'll have a face-off in the zone to the left side of Aiden Terry. Aiden Terry this year so far, he has 318 saves. He's given up 37 goals. That's a .896 save percentage. Not too shabby for Mr. Terry either. Here's the face-off. Faceoff was won by Noah Hotel. He couldn't get it out of the zone, though. Picked up by Sam Newton. Newton along the boards, now sent back behind the net. Corbin Willis trying to fire this out. Gets this into the neutral zone. Grabbed there by Finn Hagen. Hagen sends this across for Elijah Myers, who dumps his puck in and sends somebody else to do the dirty work. Grant Harris coming back in the corner, trying to grab that puck, and does. Sends it behind the net for Corbin Willis, who returns it back, intended for Sam Newton, but Newton had pulled himself up over the center, red line. Not there to receive that pass. No reverse, just able to get that out into the neutral zone. Kaz brings it right back in, and There's a shot and a save made. Rebound cleared by Noah Hoteling. That was a nice play. Nice save by Aiden Terry. Grant Harris is using the skates of Jake Haichu to get this puck all the way down the length of the ice. Coming over, Finn Hagen takes it away, skates it back behind his trapezoid, sends it up along the boards, held in by Connor Leduc. Coming back out, though, Hagen forces this out into the neutral zone and able to dump that into the Ontario Bay end of the ice. Back to pick it up, Chase LaSalle. He runs right into the body of Joey DiNatale. Caleb O'Hagan, is that? Yeah, fires that out into the neutral zone. Kaz dumps it right back in. Leduc grabs this at the corner, sends this off the boards for O'Hagan. LaSalle sends this behind the goal for Leduc. Leduc tries turning it up. Jackson Smith, one touches this out to Caleb Ramus. Ramus with a short stop, gets this over to O'Hagan. He dumps this in. Puck picked up by Jack Frizzy. Takes this over to the corner. Swings and misses. Hagen trying to pick it up at the hash mark. Sends this back into the trapezoid. Cole Frizzy grabs it there. Tries passing it up for Michael Johnson. Comes out into the neutral zone. Returned back hard by Chase LaSalle. And Chase goes off for his line change. First line back out on the ice. James Law going over to the corner to challenge Jack Casey. Casey turns away. Passes this puck up to Johnson. Johnson coming out over the blue line into the offensive end, chased by Caleb Robert. Gets that and barred down, scores a goal. Is that his first high school goal? Cazenovia goal, his first of his high school career, number 33, Michael Johnson. Assisted by number 9, Jack Casey. 33 from 9, Johnson from Casey. Time of the Lakers goal, 3:56 of the first period. This puck comes out into the neutral zone. Grab by Elijah Myers. He sends this off the backboard. This puck sent up, one touched out to Steve Wheeler. Ricochets into the middle, picked up by DiNatale. DiNatale sends this back to the D's, fired forward. Stolen up by Chase LaSalle. He spins around as that got picked off of his twig. Puck comes back for Finn Hagen. Hagen skates this up over the center line, dumps this in. Oh no! He let it go before he crossed. That was an error on Finn Hagen's part. So while we check out that icing, see if we are able to. Nope, that didn't work. No instant replay. Face off one by Cazenovia. They pull that puck into the corner, send this all the way around onto the far side. Leduc steps up, tries to get it away, ends up going right to and advancing Jack Frizzy. Frizzy passes this up for Spraker. Spraker trying to dump it in, held by Noah Hoteling. Comes back out into the neutral zone. Spraker not giving up, though. Neither is Noah Hoteling. Grant Harris comes away with this puck. He fires this forward. Frizzy going after it in the trapezoid, as is O'Hagan. O'Hagan is going to chase him all the way down. Puck makes its way to Jake Haichu. Haichu over into the slot shot. And that gets tipped and goes over the net. Jack Frizzy picks it up at the point, fires this. This goes off the side of the net, picked up by Kaz back behind the goal. They come around on the near side, drop that off at the hash mark. Casey sends this back into the corner. LeDuc grabs it. LeDuc comes around behind the net, passes this up, and not able to connect with Verkstis. Casey centering pass, nobody there. LeDuc fires this, hits off the stick of Jack Frazee. Finn Hagen passes this up to Jack Casey. Casey tries feeding this in, turned over to Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin can't get it out. Jack Casey in, shot, save made, rebound goes off the far wall, pulled up by the defenseman. Blake Howard puts this in, taken by Michael Johnson. Frazee, just out of his reach, and that puck gets cleared by Ethan Pott. Oh, no, it does not. Held at the point. He almost cleared it. Here's Connor DeMont taking his puck into the neutral zone, pulled off by Jack Casey. Going after it, Blake Howard sends this over to the half boards. Now out it comes, and Connor DeMont Stephen Wheeler not able to get to that. Caleb Ramus coming in. Puck comes back into the neutral zone, forcing his way through. Finn Hagen passes this puck up, and it's taken away by Dylan Van Brocklin, put into the neutral zone, collected by Elijah Myers. Myers dumps this in. Van Brocklin grabs that puck while Cazenovia checks up onside. Myers hits Ramus. Ramus touches it up. Smith for Cazenovia sends this across the open ice to Finn Hagen. He dumps that puck in deep, and he's going to go off for his change. Jackson Smith receives that puck at the hash mark, sends this across for Wheeler. Wheeler feeds Ramus, bounces off of Ramus' stick, comes out, so he dumps it in deep. Now offense has got to figure out how to get this puck back. Ramus is tossed down. Oh, Corbin Willis almost like ripped his leg off the way he fell. And there's a shot and a save, Aiden Terry. Face off to the left side of Terry. James Law in for the draw. Tried shoving it forward. Dalin tried coming in to help out. Comes away Jake Haichu with this puck. Goes into the trapezoid looking. He's got Law all over him. Law squeezes him off that puck. Caleb Robert able to get it out, but it's on the stick of Joey D. Natal. Natal sends this nowhere. Cameron Dalin grabs it. Dalin trying to make some space, find some space, sends that off the boards for himself, sends it in. Cameron going in at the end line, and it's poked away by Cole Frazee. How many Frazees are there? 4, 3, all right. Well, they're all here. Cameron sends that into Robert. Robert not able to feed it back to anybody. Puck comes across the middle. Jake Haichu chasing after it. Sends that up to the blue line and into the neutral zone. Taken back by James Law. Law in the O-zone. Drops off for Robert. Robert with the shot. Save me off the paddle of Ezra Stallberg. In the neutral zone, LeDuc picks this up. Law jumps over LeDuc. Through the river. Over the woods. Something like that. Puck goes in deep, collected. Oliver Smith behind the net. He loses it. Hotailing sends this over for Dalin. Dalin trying to find some space. Find someone to pass to. Gives this back to LeDuc, and LeDuc can't receive the pass. Comes into the neutral zone at the center line. Spraker sends this up, and it's caught by LeDuc at the other blue line. Passed up to Hotailing. Hotailing tried firing that into the far corner. Deflected by Cole Frazee. Henry Frazee. That's the third Frazee I've said all night. Goes down. Michael Johnson picking his puck up, coming around. Drops it off in the corner for Jack Casey. Casey rips this back at the hash mark. Jack Frazee going in to play it. Jack sends this into the corner. Casey back to work against Colton Gamble for that puck. Jack drops it back. Henry Frazee with it. Frazee up to Frazee. Frazee shoots and save made by Aiden Terry. So how's the volume? I'm using an older headset of mine. Huh? Oh, you're fine. Here's the face-off. Picked up by Ontario Bay. Sent out into the neutral zone. Finn Hagen sends this off the boards. James Law comes in. Oh, try toe dragging it by Jack Frazee. Jack doesn't fall for it. Puck comes back into the neutral zone. Caleb Robert trying to send it in. Jack Frazee rips this over to Finn Hagen. Finn sends this through the air. Dylan Van Brocklin punches it into the corner. Plays this back behind the goal on the near side. Comes all the way out into the neutral zone. Dylan George to Finn Hagen. Finn sends this in deep. Comes all the way around again. It's like deja vu all over again. Colton Gamble trying to play, picked up by James Law. Law battling against Justin Chantal. Robert, you got to go for the puck, buddy. Dan, why was he just watching that? Okay. Thought there was a secret. Here's Caleb Robert in the neutral zone. Robert hits that puck, goes in the air off the stick of Carson Spraker. Spraker goes down, and there's a lot of cheering. That puck covered up by Aiden the Eagle Terry. Puck comes into the middle. Sam Newton touches it to the corner and goes to battle against Carson Spraker. Puck comes loose. Here's Ethan Potter skating it out. It's a 3-on-2 if they can skate fast enough, but he sends that behind Stephen Wheeler. That's not fast enough, and back it comes. Sam Newton all back by himself, waiting for the team to set up, and he passes this puck to Cazenovia in the neutral zone. Jack Casey with it. Oh, I thought Jack Casey was ahead of that puck, personally. Sam Newton tries clearing it, comes right to Michael Johnson. There's a shot. Save, Aiden Terry. Puck sent up. Abe Pacella. Good to see him on the ice. Chase LaSalle up. Abe trying to send this forward. Kaz sending it back. Johnson chasing after a loose puck. Grabbed by Connor Leduc. Leduc sends this up to the hash marks or half boards for Caleb Remus. Leduc able to get that out. No icing. Finn Hagen grabs it. Hagen with it again. Passes this behind his net to Jack Frazee. Jack sends this up into the neutral zone. Goes off Jack Casey right to Chase LaSalle. LaSalle to A. Pacella. Pacella blindsided by Finn Hagen. He's okay. He gets up. Caleb Remus chasing after that puck. Sends this in deep. The only person there, though, is a Frazee brother. Jack sends this off the boards for Jack Casey. Casey and Myers cross the time. Save. Myers not able to get that backhand down. Andrew Gardner trying to play that puck out. Turn back in. Connor Leduc going after it. Leduc sends this up. It's grabbed by Noah Verxis. Turn back. Gardner. Short pass to Verxis. He sends this into the middle, and Blake Howard sends it right back down to the end of the Ontario Bay zone. Puck fired across by Blake Howard. Goes to the far corner. Grant Howard. Harris, first one back there. Harris passes this up to Verxis. Verxis trying to go through traffic. Oliver Smith swats it away. Still coasting his way down at the hash mark. Turns this up for Chantal. Chantal gives this to Haichu, and here comes Haichu into the offensive end. Haichu absorbs a check from Van Brocklin. Little check by Hotailing. Haichu coming all the way around. Hash mark centering pass. Knocked away by Verxis and cleared by Noah Hotailing, and that'll be an icing. We'll bring this face off all the way down by Aiden Terry. Henry Frizzy lining up against James Law. Frizzy pulls this back. Casey's shot that gets tipped and hits the netting. We'll do the face-off in the same exact spot. Just about 2.5 minutes to go in this opening period. Henry Frizzy, shot off the blocker of Aiden Terry, wide of the net. Jack Casey tries feeding it back for him, stays in the corner for Frizzy. Henry, back to Jack. Jack sends this behind the net for Henry. Henry comes back the other way. He's going to try to get around Corbin Willis. And the pass back to the point for Cole Frizzy is missed. We'll hear about that over at the breakfast table. And we've got an interference penalty against Jack Frizzy. I think it was Jack. Oh, Cole. It was a Frizzy anyway. Cazenovia penalty number 10, Cole Frizzy, 2-minute minor for interference. Number 10, 2 minutes interference. Time of the minor penalty, 14:54 of the first period. And it's an Ontario Bay power play. Jack Haichu and Jimmy Law taking that face off. Haichu won. Ethan Potter sends that up the board for Connor Leduc. Leduc skates this up. Grabbed by Law. Law back behind the net. Sends this up to the point for Leduc. Leduc holds it this time. The one-timer from Ethan Potter. Nice save by Ezra Stallberg. Jack Haichu with this puck now. Skates this up and tries sending this out. Stopped by Potter. Ethan sends this over off of Dallin's stick. Goes right to Finn Hagen. And Hagen clears the ice. In the neutral zone, Henry Frizzy with it. Sends this down deep. Jack Casey's going to go try picking it up. 1 minute of play remaining in the first period. 1 minute remaining. Dallin sends this out into the neutral zone and knocked away. Nice back check by Henry Frizzy. Puck goes into the corner. The one-timer, Connor Leduc is loose. Dallin, okay, get that. Yes, Caleb is with the goal. Caleb Ramus putting one in the back of the net. Ontario Bay Storm power play goal scored by number 21, Caleb Ramus. Assisted by number 15, Cameron Dallin. From 4, Connor Leduc. Ramus from Dallin from Leduc. 21 from 15 from 4. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm power play goal, 16:20 of the first period. And that concludes an exciting period of play here at the Haldane Memorial Arena, home of Storm Hockey. At the end of one period of play, it's Cazenovia Lakers 1, Ontario Bay Storm 1. Don't forget to stop by the Cold Front Cafe to get something yummy to eat. It is fully stocked with Sour Patch Kids. They're sweet, they're sour, they're children whose heads you can bite off. Get one now and pick up some 50-50 raffle tickets while you're out there. All right, so that was a great first penalty. Nice power play goal by Ramus at the end there to tie it up just in time. Going into the locker room on a high note, we'll see how these boys return to the ice after it is refreshed. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. Thanking you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Tell some friends. The second period's coming up. We got 37 people watching now, and I bet you we can get to 50. Coming out over the blue line into the offensive end, chased by Caleb Robert. Gets that and barred down. Coming out Over the blue line into the offensive end, chased by Caleb Robert. Gets that, and bar down, scores a goal. right, we are back. Real quick, I fixed my instant replay. We can go back and take a look at Michael Johnson's first
coming out
career
over the blue line into the
high
offensive
school
end, chased by
goal.
Caleb Robert.
And
Gets
there
that
it is,
and
right in
bar
that top
down,
corner.
scores a goal.
That was a good play. Nice shot by Michael Johnson. Here we are, ready to start the second period. Second period, we switch sides. Cazenovia in blue, going from left to right. Ontario Bay in white, going from right to left. Dylan George taking a face-off against Jimmy Law. Cazenovia won the draw, and now they come away in possession. Justin Chantal takes that, sends that in off the end board. Connor LeDuc puts it into the corner, picked up by Dylan George. Comes out Caleb Robert. Oh, through the legs, makes it to Jimmy Law, but James is not able to connect with Cameron. This puck fired up along the boards for Dan-Dalin. Dan-Dalin sends this across for Robert. Robert not able to get that by Finn Hagen. Puck comes back. Dylan George with it. Sends this into the middle. Gets deflected. And Aiden Terry covers that puck up in his eagle talons. Face off to the left side of Aiden. Connor DeMott pulls that back for Colton Gamble. Gamble sends it up along the boards. Turned back in at the point. Now pulled out by Ethan Potter. Potter gets this to DeMott. DeMott dumps this into the corner. Time to go to work. Back in the trapezoid. Ripped around by Jack Casey. Coming out with it. Henry Frizee passes this all the way across for Michael Johnson. Johnson in the middle shot. And that comes across the top of the crease. Hash mark fired back behind the net on the far side. Potter crisscrossing, gets this up to Stephen Wheeler. Wheeler sends this out on a race with Jack Frizee. Frizee sends this back into the neutral zone. DeMott able to send that back in. Ethan Potter going after it. Stephen Wheeler able to catch that along the boards. Wheeler comes away with it, passes it out to the point for Colton Gamble. Gamble steps up in the slot backhand and just wide of the net. And by just, I mean like 3 feet. No icing. Van Brocklin picks that puck up, passes it back into the corner for Colton Gamble. Gamble returns it to Van Brocklin. Van Brocklin back to Gamble. We can do this all night, fellas. Potter gets hit, misses that puck. Puck comes out. Dan-Dalin chasing it down in his own zone, trying to get reset. Grant Harris gets in the way. Van Brocklin chips this up to Harris. Jack Casey comes over to help out. He's got him wrapped up. Grant comes away with this puck. Surprisingly not offsides. I thought Noah Hoteling was, but that's all right. I don't have a whistle. Puck comes over off the boards back into the corner. Sends this up high. Caught out of the air by Jake Haichu. Haichu with it. Haichu coming in. Winds up. Shot. Save. Aiden Terry. LeDuc takes this over to the corner. Grant Harris is knocked off at the hash mark. Noah Hoteling picks this puck up, comes into his trapezoid, rips it around. Oliver Smith shot, save, rebound, swept away by Hoteling, fired in high off the glass, drops down, comes back up. Hagen not able to catch it. Hagen able to play that in deep centering pass, and that goes under the skate of Joey DiNatale. If only they let you play this game with a stick, he could have used his stick to stop that puck. Here comes Haichu in the offensive end zone shot, and it's caught somewhere in the padding of Aiden Terry, and he'll shuffle his way all the way to the center line to get that puck out of his equipment if he has to. 13:48 remaining in the second period, 1-1 tie. We've got ourselves a hockey game. Chantel for Cazenovia and Ramus for Obey. Puck comes back, chipped up by Dylan George. George after it. Loose puck sent up Jackson Smith at the boards. Can't get it out. Myers turns it back. Chantal can't get enough of it. Comes across and hit off the post. Chantal trying to stuff it in off of Terry into the corner. Back into the corner it goes. Sam Newton sends this around to Corbin Willis. Willis trying to send this out along the boards. Held there by Dylan George. Now comes out. Caleb Ramus with it. Skates this out into the neutral zone. Ramus has one goal already tonight. Sends this one in deep and the trapezoid. Jackson Smith afraid to apply that check. I sure wish he would do it. Myers gets that over, but Willis sends this to the other corner. Newton loses this in his skates. Jack Casey sends it back to the trapezoid. Corbin Willis sends this over to the corner. And leaning his way in with it, Oliver Smith comes out in front. Picked up. Skating out with this puck is Willis. He fires. That goes wide left of the net. Jackson Smith picks this up. Drops this back to the point. Sent in by Sam Newton now. Back it comes. Cazenovia, pass off to Ethan Frazee. Frazee waits at the blue line, now makes his move, stops short at the top of the circle, moves into the slot, can't grab it in time. That puck gets cleared out by whoever we got there, Corbin Willis. Here's O'Hagan, shot right into the glove of Ezra Stahlberg. I believe you call him a stalky if he doesn't know, right? Cazenovia coming up from behind the net, skates this up into the neutral zone. Little pass over to Frazee, grabbed by Dalin. Dalin trying to get this behind Henry, can't. Henry moves this forward, turned back out by Van Brocklin. Caleb Robert back to get this puck, has Jack Casey on him. Van Brocklin trying to fire it, nobody can see that puck. Jack Casey shot, kick, save, Aiden Terry. Loose puck, trapezoid. Coming away with it, Henry Frazee, back out to the point. Shot fired by Jack Frazee. Now Cole Frazee. Why would you put them all on the same line? All right, back to Jack. Fires, save. Casey, centering pass, blocked by Dallin. He got caught on the side of the head there by Jack Haichu, I believe. Johnson sends this behind the net, over to the far corner. Jack Casey returns this towards the trapezoid. Coming out with it is Haichu. Haichu leaves it in the corner. Casey drops it back to Johnson, back to Casey, and he missed the whole net. Frazee gets that by Dallin. Jack Casey sends this over. One-timer by Cole, and that gets cleared. And that's just wide of the net. That's an icing. But good job by James Law getting that out of the slot. 10:52 to go in his second period. We are still tied at 1. Face-off won by Cazenovia. Quick shot taken by Joey DiNatale. Saved by Terry. Kaz still with that puck in the corner. Tried centering it. Makes its way up to Team Wheeler. Wheeler trying to punch that puck out. Aiden Lum holding this in. Puck moved to Chase LaSalle. Chase is all tied up. Connor DeMont back there trying to play on that puck. Connor comes away with it. Connor off the boards for Ethan Potter. Potter up over the blue line. He's got Wheeler on the far side. Shot, and I think that was saved by Ezra. Goes behind it and out in front. Dropped down by Haichu. Here comes Haichu into the neutral zone. Over the blue line. Haichu goes wide of LaSalle, and LaSalle forces him to lose that puck. Chase picks that puck up. Passes this over to Connor DeMont. DeMont carries this into the offense and fires that shot on net. And Ezra Stahlberg with the save. This comes out off a Haichu skate. He's able to pull it forward with him. Tried passing it over to Joey DiNatale. He couldn't get it. Picked up off the boards by DiNatale. DiNatale skates this out. Knocked out by Ethan Potter. Fired back in by Oliver Smith. Cazenovia still offsides. That's going to give LeDuc extra time. Gets his way around. Chantal dumps his puck in. LeDuc going in deep after that puck. Hope somebody's covering his defensive position. Chantal
to Myers, and back-checking is LeDuc. Forces a bad pass to Carson Spraker, and Connor picks this puck up, takes it behind the net, drops it off, and, he picks it up again. Grant Harris trying to feed this out. Verxis, hey, whoa, there's a flying stick in the air. When they say vapor, I didn't know that means it gets vaporized. Jack Casey with this puck, rips it off the backboard, behind the net for Spraker. Spraker can't hold it. Puck pass up, Myers misses. Weird backhand by Sam Newton, but we'll try anything. Cazenovia in the corner, and that's on net, so no icing. Save made. Aiden Terry pushes this to the corner for Corbin Willis. Corb snaps this by Casey, but there's nobody in white there. Henry Frazee sends this into the corner. Corbin Willis from a knee feeds this out for Ramus. Henry Frazee skates this back behind the net. Centering pass picked up by Noah Hoteling. Hoteling able to get this out off the boards, and they're calling tip, no icing. Blake Howard hustling after it. Blake sends this up the boards for Henry Frazee. Frazee from the bottom of the faceoff circle tries to hit Jack Casey. Jack trying to get this puck out. It comes out and dumped back in by Chase LaSalle. Played by Stahlberg behind his net, picked up by Cole Frazee. Nobody wants the puck. It's iced. So we are just about halfway through this game. Law, Dalin, Robert on offense. LaSalle and LeDuc on D. Puck comes back. Dalin, shot, save, Ezra. Rebound, sneaks by Caleb Robert. Puck goes behind the net. Going after it, Caleb Robert forechecking. Puck gets returned back. Oh, caught out of the air by Jack Frazee. Jack trying to get that out. Law held it for a moment. Now it's taken away by Jack Haichu. Haichu winds up, shot, save, Aiden Terry. So watch this. Trying to get that out. Law held it for a moment. Now it's taken away by Jack
in the neutral zone. Comes across.
Haichu winds up,
Fires that shot from the circle.
Aiden
Nice
Terry.
save made.
By Aiden Terry. Here's the face-off to the left side. Comes out. It's against the boards. Law shoves it back as he shoves Haichu to the ground. LeDuc forced off that puck. It's loose, kicked it to the middle, picked up by LaSalle. Chase backhands this up, tried to get it to Dalin. Doesn't get past Henry Frazee, though. He dumps it in. Did Dylan George ever check off onside? Pass to Dalin. Nice stretch pass. Dalin going for it. Stops at the red line. Looking for somebody. Centering pass knocked away by Cole Frazee. And he sends this all the way down. That's an icing. We'll bring the faceoff back down by Ezra Stahlberg. 6:40 to go in the second period. 1-1 tie here in Pulaski, home of the great white gold. And we are 6 people away from hitting 50 viewers of this game. Please subscribe. Chantal, oh no, that got stuck, and he got taken out by Stephen Wheeler. Connor DeMott trying to get fancy around Myers. Myers is a senior, one of 12 seniors on this Cazenovia team. Puck fired back in. Popped out by Oliver Smith. Myers dumps this down. Dylan Van Brocklin battling for it. Oliver Smith comes away with it. Oliver Smith pushed off of that puck by Wheeler, but he regains possession. Smith at the point, goes point to point over to Finn Hagen. Hagen tried threading that through for Casey. Jack not able to get his stick on it. Oliver tried to fire that forward and went off the back of his teammate right back to him. Shot from the point into the glove of Aiden the Eagle Terry. 5:41 to go in this second period. 1-1 is the score. Shot from the point. Another glove save. Aiden Terry. What? 3. Seems like it. I think 2 are forwards and 1's a defenseman. Loose puck. Shot. Oh, it goes wide of the net, off the backboard, near side. Verts picks this up, sends this out, turned back in by Jack Frizzy. Dylan Van Brockland does not have as much time as he thinks. He's got Johnson on him. Loose, Joey DiNatale sends that across the top of the paint. Picked up off the boards by Jack Frizzy. Nope, taken away by Verts. Noah sends this all the way across for Grant Harris. Harris gets this by the defender, but coming over is Henry Frizzy. Good job of back checking by Henry, and here comes Henry now. Pass it up too far in front of Jack Casey. Corbin Willis over there, giving Casey a run for his money, pushes Casey off of that puck so Henry Frizzy can get it, and that's a goal. And it's that 2 for Johnson. Cazenovia Lakers goal, scored by number 33, his second high school career goal. Michael Johnson, assisted by number 5, Henry Frizzy, from number 9, Jack Casey. 33 from 5 from 9. Time of the Cazenovia Lakers goal, 12:29 of the second period. No reverse this. No, that's Corbin Willis sends this in. Dalin not able to get that, comes back out high for Sam Newton, gets by Newton. If this makes it, it's going to be an icing race. DiNatale gets to it before Law, sends this around. Law picks us up at the far corner, knocked away by, is that Haichu? And, oh, no icing, waved off. Dalin couldn't get there in time, but Law does, knocks that puck back. Finn Hagen trying to get it out, gets this into the neutral zone to Robert. Dalin trying to turn this puck back. Finn Hagen picks this up, tries for a stretch pass, and ends up icing the puck. 3:40 to go in this second period. 2-1 Lakers with the lead. Caleb Ramis taking the face-off for Ontario Bay against Jack Casey. Oh, Ramis almost able to pull the trigger on that. Abe Pasella sends that around to the far side. Frizzy across the paint. Terry with the first save and able to be in the right position to force a bad angle shot. This puck barely gets cleared. Knocked back in by Jack Frizzy. Connor LeDuc had plenty of time, sends that down on net. Scooped up by Cole Frizzy. Cole sends this out through the neutral zone. Jack Casey picks it up, feeds this into the middle. Snap back off the boards for Cole to get in the corner. Chase LaSalle back there with him. Caleb Ramis picks this puck up, sends it up. Abe Pasella couldn't get that around Haichu. LaSalle. Pasella trying to get it out. Nope. Pulled back by Haichu. Nice stick work by Jake Haichu. Puck sent back behind the net. LaSalle sends this up along the boards for O'Hagan. O'Hagan tried breaking it out to Abe Pasella. Pasella trying to get that puck. Jack Frizzy all over it, though. This gets turned back, and Hits Abe in the chest, drops down at his skate, and George comes in and grabs it. Dylan George into the corner, centering pass, nobody there. Coming over to pick it up is Caleb O'Hagan. O'Hagan sends that out. That got touched by Finn Hagan, no icing. Finn fires that puck up, and he missed Jake Haichu. Oh, what a missed pass. And that's an icing. We'll bring this faceoff back down by Ezra Stahlberg. Less than 2 minutes to go in this second period. Law for the faceoff. Pushes that around. Casey centering pass. Robert couldn't get a stick on it. Dalin couldn't pull that over to a shooting position. Back checking, though, couldn't get that puck. Henry Frazee sends us into the zone. Law takes it around back behind the net, fires this up forward. Caleb Robert tries popping it back, does not get to Law. Dalin has to drop back. He gets his puck up to James. Puck trickles over the blue line. Frazee, Henry with it, hits Jack Casey, goes off of Casey's stick to Dylan Van Brocklin. He fires this forward right to the other number 24, Oliver Smith. He ices that puck. Oh, they're the Lakers, and it's cold out. That's why they ice the puck. I get it. Now I get it. Haichu facing off against Connor DeMott. DeMott fires that through Haichu's legs. Cole Frazee sends us behind the net. Puck comes out. Sent back in by LaSalle, and chasing after it, Cazenovia in the trapezoid. DeMott back in. Here comes Haichu. Oh, that got played by us. Jack Casey sends this back. Oh, that's an offsides. So what are they going to call him for? Hold? No, I think he said hold. Because he wrapped around him. And we're going to toss Henry George out and bring in Henry Frazee. Less than 1 minute of play remaining in the second period. Ontario Bay penalty, number 14, Connor DeMott. 2-minute minor for holding. Number 14, 2 minutes, hold. Time of the minor penalty, 16:04 of the second period. Puck comes back. Jake Haichu over to Jack Casey. He fires this high off the glass. Picked up by Henry Frazee. Henry across to Jake Haichu. Haichu shot. Save made. Puck is loose. Swatted at and cleared out of the zone. 20 seconds to go in the period. Cameron Dalin hustling after Jack Casey. Casey gets to it first. Dalin pushes off of him for fun. Here's Jake Haichu coming back. And that loose puck is grabbed by Dalin. Tries turning it back to Law. Law is blocked by Henry Frazee. Some may even say interfered with, but that would be a terrible call. And that concludes our second period of play. It's over. The second period's over. Time for you to go to your benches, locker rooms, or the Cold Front Cafe. It's also last call for 50-50 raffle tickets. Say hi to my mom while she takes all of your money for the 50-50 raffle pot. Don't forget the Cold Front Cafe filled with delicious, delectable delights. And it's almost February. Important to remember, ring pops are not just candy, they're jewelry too. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. I'm live streaming this game on my YouTube channel. Tell everyone you know, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. All right, shout out to my sponsors. Hey, let's start that over. Two Broke Moms located on North Jefferson Street in Pulaski next to the Dollar General. They can put anything on anything. They can personalize anything new or used, even borrowed. And they are the official merchandise supplier of the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence. Power Play Sports, located off exit 47 off Interstate 81 in Watertown, New York. Your fully stocked hockey sporting goods store, complete with an indoor sheet of synthetic ice and an indoor sheet of real ice. They hold 3-on-3 leagues, tournaments, as well as coaching clinics, and you can even have a birthday party at Power Play Sports, exit 47 off Interstate 81 in Watertown. Dupree's Cleaning Services, exterior cleaning 315.com. Top Notch Roofing, CNY.com, where affordability meets quality. Servicing Oswego County and all points east, west, and south. Glory Construction and Development, for all of your new building and new structure construction needs. If you're going to have it built in his glory. Streamside RV Park and Golf Course. If you want to be greenside, you got to be Streamside. Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski, New York. And Divots Restaurant and Bar, located inside the clubhouse at Streamside RV Park and Golf Course on Tinker Tavern Road in Pulaski. Also, coming up on Saturday, April 18th, it's not 2 to 6. I think it's longer now. Oh, no, this is a new one. So Saturday, April 28th, we're having a benefit for Kevin Burns to support his stroke recovery. Kevin had a stroke in August of 2025, and he is still rehabilitating, working on standing and walking so he can get back to running his own business. Affordable Auto Glass. You may have had your windshield repaired or replaced by Kevin Burns. He is hockey family. Kevin Burns used to play right here for the Ontario-based Storm. He's played for the Syracuse Gnats. He's currently playing for another team. What do you call them? A juniors team. So any of those people that are listed there with their phone numbers have tickets available. Tickets are $20 to attend. All proceeds go to the benefit for Kevin Burns and his family as he continues on his journey of recovering from his stroke. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, and I'll be back with some fresh ice in just a few minutes.
Welcome back, hockey fans. 17 minutes up on the clock. Third and final period about to begin. Ontario Bay starting off on the penalty kill as Connor Dumont finishes serving out his holding penalty. Face-off won by Cazenovia. Puck sent back to Henry Frizzy. Cazenovia, the visiting team in blue, going from right to left. Ontario Bay Storm, the home team in white, going from left to right. Henry Frizzy going in and, lost his edge, and that puck gets stuck in a pond. There's a shot and a save. Oh, you can't just pick up the goalie and shove him into the net. .45 seconds remaining in the penalty kill. Law facing off against Dylan George. Puck comes to the boards and gets cleared out. Here comes Law. Passes over to Dalin. Dalin in. Shot. Oh, it gets deflected. Goes high. Ezra Stahlberg blocks it. Dalin passes over to Law. James Law and Cameron Dalin not giving up. Attack, 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 attack. And the game is tied at 2. Ontario Bay Storm, shorthanded goal scored by number 8, James Law. Assisted by number 15, Cameron Dalin. 8 from 15, Law from Dalin. Time of the Ontario Bay Storm, shorthanded goal, 0:35 of the third period. Chantal taking the face-off against Wheeler. And that puck gets cleared. And the teams return to even strength. LeDuc, he hit one of his teammates. Well, he wanted to pass to his teammate. Just one on the ice would have been preferable. Yeah, you didn't win. Puck poke back. Wheeler feeds this back to Willis. Willis back to Wheeler. Wheeler snaps this all the way across. Comes out into the neutral zone. Henry Frizzy picks this up, takes this to his half. Oh, that's cut off by Wheeler, but not able to keep it close enough to him. Corbin Willis trying to help out. Sends this into the Cazenovia zone. Cazenovia working his way out. Oh, you got to look at the puck sometimes in order to catch it on the blade. Willis off the glass. Oh, that must have been a piece of soft glass. That went nowhere. What is this ugliness that's going on? It's scored! Jack Casey. What's that? Oh, it's Johnson again? Get out of here. Cazenovia goal scored. It's his first career high school hat trick. Number 33, Michael Johnson. Assisted by number 5, Henry Frizzy. Johnson from Frizzy, 33 from 5. Time of the Cazenovia Lakers goal, 1:53 of the third period.
There's a shot, save, swept away, comes up to Frizzy at the point. He fires that, and Aiden Terry kicks that puck into the corner. Dylan George back behind, tried centering it, caught the post. Haichu with it. Jake cycling this over, fires that right into the glove of Aiden Terry. Now you might be wondering, Michael Johnson's a senior, just got his first 3 goals ever. He was playing juniors for the PAL Islanders before this, averaging over a half a goal a game on their 18U AAA team. That's right. He may have experienced tougher practices. Chantal with this puck, tied up on the side. Puck gets sent up at the top of the circle. Grant Harris trying to pull that puck out, pushed back in by Oliver Smith. Carson Spraker not able to keep that. Oliver Smith fires that, goes into the corner, picked up by Connor Leduc. Leduc weaving his way out of his zone, off the glass, and he ices it. So that is where geometry comes into play. Henry Frizzy sliding in to take the face-off against James Law. Puck comes back to Jack Frizzy. Frizzy fires this in deep. Henry loses this into the corner. Up, stolen by Dylan Van Brocklin. And taken back by Carson Spraker. Puts us into the trapezoid. Henry Frizzy there with it. Frizzy looking, trying to make some space. Puts us out in front off of Casey. And Dalin picks this up. Gets this through the legs of Jack Frizzy to Caleb Robert. Robert almost fell down. Robert passes. Tried passing this to James Law. It got deflected off of somebody's stick. I think it was Johnson's. Dalin, can't catch up to that in time. Law has it. He's checked up against the boards. Loose puck snapped up off the boards. Henry Frizzy with it. Shuffles this forward. It gets by Dylan Van Brocklin. Jack Casey grabs this. Casey through the trapezoid near side. Looking for somebody coming in hot off the bench. Centers it over. And it's not able to get put in by Finn Hagen. Back in the neutral zone. Oliver Smith dumps this in. Off the backboard. Picked up by Van Brocklin. Dylan, meant to snap it to Dalin. But Dalin was turning the other way. You need to make that eye contact. Finn Hagen dumps that puck in. Van Brocklin again to get that puck. Rips this up. Hard bounce off the board. Bounced away from Dalin. Van Brocklin catches that out of the air. Jake Haichu with it at the red line. Haichu passes this up. Shot. The one time it got deflected out in front. Dalin trying to get this by Oliver Smith and doesn't. Smith fires it back. Van Brocklin gives it right back to Smith. Smith sends us across to Jake Haichu. Haichu shot. Aiden Terry save. Haichu and Colton Gamble back behind the net. Loose puck. Jake Haichu with it. Sends this out to the point for Oliver Smith. Gives this back to Jake. Goes off of Jake. Colton Gamble sends this up at the hash mark. Grabbed by Dylan George. He sends this all the way to the other corner. Jackson Smith trying to stuff that puck out. Held in by Finn Hagen. Finn. Now Jackson. Smith swings and misses. Second try. Jackson Smith is able to ice the puck. At least he gets to take a breath. Get some fresh legs out there on the ice for Ontario Bay. 11:18 remaining in this game. 3-2 Cazenovia with the lead. Face off. Pushed forward by Colton Gamble. Chase LaSalle, excuse me. 11, 12, 6, 7. Connor Leduc sends that up. Ethan Potter tried tipping it out to Connor DeMott, not able to. Wheeler gets this out to DeMott. DeMott misses this in the neutral zone. Taken away by Jack Frizzy. Frizzy off the boards. Slowed by Nice check there by Stephen Wheeler. That's a goal. Hey, where were these refs when we were scoring goals like that? There's a shot taken by Verxis off the glass. Cazenovia Lakers goal scored by number 25, Justin Chantal, assisted by number 23, Carson Spraker, from number 2, Jack Frizzy. 25 from 23 from 2. Time of the Lakers goal, 6:15 of the third period, and they lead 4-2. Well, Sam Newton wants to have a sleepover at Aiden Terry's. Well, the face off to the left side of Aiden. We are one viewer away from 50. Dylan George taking a face off against James Law. Law pushes that puck forward. Quick shot, save made. Rebound by the outstretched stick of Lucas Geringer. This puck comes back the other way. Cazenovia sends this into the Obey zone. Leduc not able to get it out. Aiden Lum holds this in. Goes into the corner. Leduc picks it up again. Rips this all the way around near side. Grabbed by Caleb Robert. Robert sends this up to Dan-Dalin. Dan-Dalin, off of his skate from Lum. Pass back to Robert is missed. Leduc misses it. He's got to skate all the way after. Oh, I thought that was a pass from Cameron. I missed that. It's an icing. Caleb Ravis taking a face off against nobody. Nobody from Cazenovia wants to take the face off. Henry Frizzy will do it. And Frizzy wins the draw. Pulls that puck back for Oliver Smith. Ramis has it in the corner and loses it up high. Henry Frizzy passes puck out into the neutral zone. Now it's crossed over to Johnson. Johnson leaning, spinning off the side of the net. Jack Casey sends this out to the point for Oliver Smith. Smith back into the corner. Now behind the net for Henry Frizzy. Henry near side at the hash mark. Tried making his move to the middle, and Chase LaSalle knocked that puck away. Howard shot from the point wide. Cazenovia trying to cycle this around in the slot. Henry Frizzy shot off the leg pad of Aiden Terry. And this puck gets cleared by Chase LaSalle. No icing, played by Ezra Stahlberg. Oliver Smith takes this. Oliver has got O'Hagan all over him, and O'Hagan comes up and fires the puck back into the mess. Why he didn't go the open ice, I will never know, because I'm not going to remember to ask him. This puck cleared out. Howard grabs this in his half of the neutral zone, brings it back into his zone. Now it gets passed up. Cazenovia on the attack. Chantal dumps that puck into the corner. Colton Gamble back to get it. Oh, can't get it to a teammate, though. Nice block by Ramis. Centering pass, shot, and a goal by Myers. 20 from 9. New goalie for Ontario Bay Storm, number 30, Nathan Gillette. Cazenovia goal scored by number 20, Elijah Myers, assisted by number 9, Jack Casey. Time of the Lakers goal, 8:51 of the third period. All right, Connor DeMott taking the face-off for Ontario Bay. His face-off will be against Justin Chantal. Face-off won by Chantal, comes back to Cole Frizzy. He sends this up, goes off of Spraker, back behind the Ontario Bay goal. Dylan Van Broncklin sends this over, grabbed by Chantal, fired is tipped and goes high. Stephen Wheeler passes this all the way across to Ethan Potter. Potter shot, save, rebound. Connor DeMont not able to get it, and Wheeler, the backhand, needs more work. Puck was wobbling on its edge, really tough. Good job, good effort on Wheeler's part to get his stick on that puck at all. Face-off won by Jake Haichu. Sent all the way around, picked up by Colton Gamble, tried sending it back in. Oh, nice stretch pass to Dylan George on the blue line. Centering pass is missed by Joey DiNatale, picked up by Ontario Bay, sent behind the net. Jake Haichu, the only one there. Out in front, nice save, Nate Gillette. Puck sent all the way across to Ethan Potter. Potter couldn't catch it, but he's able to stay in front of it. Puck grab by Oliver Smith. He sends this off the boards. That got touched by DiNatale. And coming out, Nate Gillette plays that puck to Ethan Potter. Dylan George rips that puck all the way around at the hash mark. Turned back in. Up. That came out. Ontario Bay checks up on sides. While they do, Dylan George does a Superman. Stephen Wheeler coming back to play this puck. Sends it to the trapezoid, trying to get after it, and gets there before Haichu. Connor LeDuc trying to play that at the hash mark. Wheeler sends this all the way around. Finn Hagen couldn't control that puck. He's going to chase after it into the corner. He gets checked by Connor LeDuc. Centering pass comes up high for Johnson. Shot, goal. And I think that got tipped in. Cazenovia Lakers goal scored by number 33, Michael Johnson. Assisted by number 5, Henry Frizzy. From 4, Finn Hagen. Time of the Lakers goal, 10:36 of the third period. And that's an icing. What? That scored it? Oh. Well, fans say that Jack Casey, number 9, got the assist, but 33 from 5 from 4 is what's written on the score sheet. So Caleb Robert out in the middle to Dalin. Dalin backhands. Oh, couldn't get it to Law. Corbin Willis fires this puck back in deep. Robert can't catch it in the trapezoid. Falling. Oh, it must be slippery back there. Cazenovia able to get that out. Willis chasing after it. So is Henry Frazee. Passes it over for Johnson. Johnson's one-timer wide left. Johnson trying to come around in front. Save made. Nate Gillette lifted up Jack Casey. Face-off won by Cazenovia. Puck taken away by Colton Gamble. Puck is still loose. Joey DiNatale takes it behind the net. At the hash mark now. Skates this all the way up to the point. Loses it. Hagen holds it in, though. Knocked out by Dylan Van Brocklen. Cazenovia Lakers goal scored by number 9, Jack Casey. Assisted by number 33, Michael Johnson, from number 4, Finn Hagen. 9 from 33 from 4. Time of the Lakers goal, 11:37 of the third period. Bit of a wrap up there. Noah Hoteling comes away with this puck. Misses the pass to Grant Harris. Cazenovia takes control, sends this out. Picked up Colton Gamble, gets this over to Verksis. Verksis loses this. Myers in, shot, save. Nate Gillette. Rebound pushed aside by Colton Gamble. Now back behind the net. Why do I do that? Yeah, no, Caleb Remus, it is. Held in by Myers. Leduc can't get that out. Myers sends it back in. Leduc trying to push his way free for the puck. Comes into the middle, swatted. Grant Harris makes some space, able to get this up to Noah Verksis. Verksis over the blue line, has that puck poked away, and Elijah Myers has that in the neutral zone, sends this ahead, stopped by Chase LaSalle. LaSalle to Leduc. Leduc skates this up into the neutral zone. Leduc into the O zone, takes a shot, save Ezra. Leduc picks up the rebound in the corner. Connor tried putting this across the slot, nobody there. Puck grab by Dylan George. Dylan passes up to Jack Casey. Casey in, and he's knocked off that puck. Centering pass is swept away by Ramus, and Jackson Smith ices that puck. I didn't think he hit it hard enough to ice. I thought for sure that Finn Hagen was going to be able to grab that puck, but he did not. We've got pie left in the third period. It's 3:14 to go. You know what? They turned it into a song, and I can't remember the words to a song. So Ethan Potter battling on the far side. Puck comes across. Jack Casey back through traffic, sends that back. Intended for Colby Fazio. Corbin Willis sends that along the board, sent into the middle. Stephen Wheeler picks this up at the hash mark. He backhands this up, and it comes out into the neutral zone. Dumped in by Cazenovia. Grabbing it is Sam Newton. Passes this across. Finn Hagen tries clearing that out. Jack Casey gets it, sends this across the ice. Hines misses it. Frazee picks this back up. Henry passes this out for Finn Hagen. He crisscrosses it back to Hines. Joey not able to catch that puck. Catches up to it. Takes a shot on net. Save made by Nate Gillette. That would have been a high stick, but he didn't keep it. Hines picks this puck up. Swings and misses. Wheeler coming back. Tries toe dragging it to get by Oliver Smith. Smith doesn't fall for it. Less than 2 minutes to go. The opportunity for the comeback is waning. Law with the puck. Pulls this back to the corner. Battling for it. Sends this through to the trapezoid. Picked up by Cazenovia. Here's Henry Frazee skating this end to end. Cuts back. And Caleb Roberts steals that puck. Dan-Dalin coming over. Tries to check Caleb. Caleb able to get by, but can't keep that puck. Dalin can't steal it back from Joey Dan-Dalin. Shot, save made. 1 minute of play remaining in the final period. Final minute of play. Leduc off the glass, gets us into the neutral zone. Dalin drops it back for Law. Law almost got tripped. He puts a check on the guy he thinks almost tripped him. Centering pass doesn't make it to Dalin. Leduc holds this, fires this into the corner. Picked up by Robert 35 seconds ago. Robert lets it go. Jack Casey sends this up along the boards. Noah Hotelling coming in off the bench. Can't keep that puck. Jack Casey sends it over to the side. Noah Hotelling there. Tries turning it back. And who's that? Kent Mitchell holds it in. I'm getting everybody on the ice. Cole Frazee off the boards. Goes to Connor Leduc. 10 seconds ago. Leduc can't get it out. Hotelling gets this out. Dalin chasing after it 5 seconds ago. Oh, and he couldn't pull the trigger, couldn't get the shot off as it's taken away by Dylan George. And that concludes another exciting game of ice hockey here at the Haldane Memorial Arena. We'd like to thank everyone for coming out here this evening. Thank you. Don't forget to stop by the Cold Front Cafe for something warm to eat or drink on your way home. The next Ontario Bay home game is on Tuesday. This Tuesday, and it's senior night. We'll be celebrating our 4 seniors on Tuesday. Make sure you're here and you bring all of your friends. Be sure to mark your calendars and keep checking social media for updates. Please remember to pick up your immediate area, including cell phones, chargers, trash, and small children. Please take them with you. We don't need any more here. Get home safely, everyone. It's cold outside. There's still hot coffee and hot cocoa and maybe even some pizza at the Cold Front Cafe. I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence, reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you again to all of my sponsors. And there's the big thank you from the Ontario Bay Storm. From Pulaski, New York, the Haldane Memorial Arena at the John Snow Fields, I am the Dan-Dalin, a positive influence reminding you, don't wait for it to be a good day. Make it a great day.